This is A Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what we're talking about today, all right, this is why Black women struggle with men. They struggle in relationships. They struggle to even have basic healthy relationships. I'm going to actually play a video. Y'all should be familiar with the lady in it, Love Dorsey. Shout out to Love Dorsey. The video is about 3 minutes. I may not play it all the way to the end because there's some key points I want you to hear. And then we're going to actually come back and I'll give you my perspective on what is being said and what the topic is today. So let me go ahead and share my screen really quickly.
Question that so many females and some men have nowadays. Why struggle with a man? Why would I be doing bad with a man when I can do bad all by myself, or I can do better by myself? You don't have teamwork skills. You don't work well with others. Bitch, you don't know how to communicate. Ho, you don't know how to operate in a household where everything don't just go your way. That is why you do better by yourself. Y'all mamas didn't tell y'all this part. They told y'all the first part, well, you shouldn't be struggling with a man. She didn't tell you that if you don't acquire the skills to work well with others, bitch, you won't be able to do better with others. This is why a lot of y'all don't understand the concept that you can be in a group or a team and things should be going better. But if y'all don't know how to organize, if you don't know how to manage emotions, if you don't got boundaries, you will use one another up. You will always feel like a victim if you don't have goals and the right mindset. If you can't take personal accountability for your choices, you will be in a space where it will feel like it's worse with a partner than it is by yourself. Y'all be thinking y'all be knowing everything and don't be knowing a fuck thing. Typing up these posts with great attitude in them, you can tell. But don't argue with me, argue with your mammy. No, you should actually go argue with your mammy for telling you that half truth. She didn't bring it all the way full circle. The stuff you just typed don't make sense. The shit you run around saying to niggas don't make sense. Well, why would I stay with you and struggle when I could just be? It works out well when you're by yourself because you don't know how to work with others. You ever seen children that don't know how to share? They don't know how to play with other children because all they feel like is everything belongs to them. So they don't share their toys. They don't know how to play games and take turns. Don't know how to let somebody go and then they go after or they go first and then move out of where the other person go. So your kid be sitting up crying by themselves with no friends, no social relationships. Nobody wants to be around them. They can be as spoiled as they want. You can buy them all the nice clothes. They can be the best dressed in the class and bitch, they'll be miserable. Nobody wants to play with your little fine ass little son. His little cute self don't got no friends. Because the nigga don't share. The little girl don't know how to be friends with other kids. Don't know how to be in a space where you're not bullying or always trying to make things go your. That is why you hoes do better by yourself than with the partner. And then the other.
Okay. So I didn't let it complete all the way through, but you get the point. And this is why I'm talking about that whole singlehood, strategic singlehood article piece. It was such BS aimed at Black women, a hit piece for Black women to reinforce us going against our biology in a way that no other women are asked to do, encouraged to do. No other women are told they should do it or congratulated on doing it. Black women are the only ones that's congratulated on going, working harder, not smarter. We the only ones that's congratulated on that. And we need to wake up and smell the coffee and understand what we're being told and who's telling it. Black women are trained to be single, okay? Independent. Independent means alone. Independent means not with the group. Independent means by yourself. Independent means we don't have no one around us because we don't need a support system. So therefore we don't have a support system. And then the article contradicted itself, talking about what kind of support system a single woman should build for herself. Like, why? Why are we going against the grain? Why are we going against human nature? Why are we going against our biology to try to get the same outcome that we would get if we was just to go with our biology as women and do what we're supposed to do? And Love Dorsey was right. This is about relationships. We're trained not to be able to compromise or work well with others without needing to have our way all the time. The ultimate and deep-rooted selfishness is problematic to the nth degree. You can't work well with a man. It's not always on the man. You can't work well with him because you can't work well with nobody. You're having a problem with the relation part of the relationship, the relating part, the give and the take, the two-way street, the communication. You want people to play guessing games about how you feel, about what you think, whether something wrong with you or not. You know what I'm saying? And all of this other foolishness that nobody has time for. Like, nobody has time for any of that. But we want to play games with people, and we'll sit back and say, well, I'm not playing no game. Yes, you are. When your communication is bad, you know it's bad, and then you want the other person to read your mind and be able to decipher and discern what you mean, what you're talking about, what you need, what you want. It's not feasible. It's not reasonable at all. Black women are trained to only expect to have what she wants and never to be able to give somebody something that they want in a relationship, specifically a Black man. This is why that question about what you bring to the table is so triggering for so many Black women, because she doesn't intend on giving anything. Not only does she not have the value to add, she don't know how to add the value, even if she has some to give, and then she don't even have no intention of giving nothing. Because everything should just come her way. Everything should just flow her way. Everything should just be according to how she wanted and set up to however she wanted, and not according to sharing. This is a lesson that little children are taught in preschool or even before at home. How to share your toys, how to, you know what I'm saying? If you're playing a little game, like lady made the example of, you playing a little game or something like that, people take turns. It's your turn, my turn, this turn. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to wait patiently. And the game may not turn out the way you think it should. And you can't throw a tantrum. Now you will whoop your little kid for doing the same thing you doing as a grown woman. Throwing a tantrum because you didn't get your way. Whether that be a romantic relationship, a friendship, you know what I'm saying, the relationships that you have with your family, the relationship that you have in the workplace, anything, all of it become problematic because you don't know how to relate to nobody. You don't understand the concept of the two-way street. That when you get into these relationships and marriages and things like that that you want to be in, that you say you want to be in, this is how you're in them successfully. Everything that you do has to be give and take. You're sharing your life with a person. You're sharing your most intimate part of yourself with the person. You're sharing your thoughts, ideas. You're sharing dreams and aspirations. Like, you're sharing concerns and fears. You're sharing all of this stuff with this person. So how do you do that not in a two-way street situation? How do you do that not expecting to give what you expect to get out of the relationship? How do you do that? This is why it seemed like it worked better when you by yourself. I agree with her wholeheartedly. It's because too many actually choose men based on superficial or dysfunctional basis, right? Choosing men based on trauma, based on your own dysfunction, which prevents you from being able to choose a man that's not operating in dysfunction. So you constantly choosing the same kind of men, having the same kind of experiences with different men. And before you look to yourself and say, I'm the common denominator in all of this, you'll rather lump all the men together where all the men are acting the same. No, all the men are reacting to you in a similar fashion because you're you and you're putting out the energy you putting out. You operate too much in dysfunction and chaos. So the men are adapting. You're only able to attract certain types of men with a certain type of mindset that's even going to fool with you to begin with. And this is why these men are behaving in similar fashion. This is why the relationship you had today is the same kind of relationship you had with another man 5 years ago. Two men that come from two different places, that have two different experiences in life, come to you and start acting with you in similar fashion, and it's not good. You don't stop think, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm doing something that isn't resonating, that isn't yielding a positive reaction, that's not getting a positive outcome. Maybe it's me. It's easier to dish it off on the other person and say they don't know how to communicate, and say they don't know how to behave in a relationship. They don't know how to do this, and they don't know how to do that, and they don't know how to treat you, and all this other type of stuff, instead of looking inside and looking inward and saying, maybe it is me. Maybe there are things that I have to look up at and decide upon myself and fix myself, so that I can begin to attract men with different mindsets, and they will respond to me in a different way. But that would call for you to not be in dysfunction anymore. That would call for you to actually heal yourself, starting with the spiritual value. That calls for that. All of this calls for work. You do better by yourself because you don't know how to share. You do better by yourself because you don't know how to vet men. You do better by yourself because you're so toxic, nobody wants to be around you. Nobody wants to be around you. Nobody is close with you. You're single not because you choose to be, but because you just can't manage to forge these types of meaningful, deep, long-lasting relationships. You can't forge it. You can't do it. And then you get with these men that's just as dysfunctional and toxic as you are, and then cry about the outcome of the relationship. That's not on him, that's on you. Beloved, you should have been watching out. You should have had your head on straight and your blinders off, so that you can actually choose men based on the value system that actually allows you to choose the proper men. But if you're not operating under this 10 life value system, you're definitely not going to attract any man that operates under that system. Because as long as the both of you are operating under the lost value system, all of these relationships are going to be toxic, and they're going to break down after a while, with the two of you being miserable and loathing and resenting and hating one another, because you'll be able to say, well, he did this to me, and he'll be able to say, well, she did this to me. The fact of the matter is that they're telling Black women that singlehood is the way to go, that this is the optimal, ideal option for Black women. But they don't say that to other women. They only say it to us. And because we the only one buying what they selling. Let's just call a thing a thing. They sell us this false narrative because we buy it. Because we actually buy into it. We actually think that we can thrive without our men. We actually think that we'll be able to not just survive, but thrive and reach excellence without dealing in our biology in a truthful way. And that hasn't never worked for anybody. So I don't know why you think it's going to work for you. It don't. No other group of women or group of people operate this way and get ahead. They just don't do it. You're not the anomaly. You suffering thinking you putting Black men through something, and you are putting them through something, but you suffering too. Not being able to relate to our men in a truthful, honest way in a healthy way has actually made women suffer, our children suffer because we are in broken homes and broken families, and the men suffer because they actually need the support system that's provided by the women and can't find it in you. They can't find it in you, and then you want to get mad if you find it somewhere else. This is the nature of the breakdown of Black people. This is the root of it. This is why we say it's on the women to make these changes, because it's our mindset that actually has to change. Not everybody else's, us. So let me know what you think. Jump down into the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I am your host of Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.